Welcome to the Sweat Sanctum Podcast, where we talk fitness of the mind, body, and soul. Now here's your host, Coach Tom.
What is up, y'all? Coach Tom and Coda back here at the Sweat Sanctum Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. It is November the 9th, 2020, and you're probably looking in the rearview mirror right behind me, and you see my Christmas tree is already up. That is going to be a big focus on today's podcast of why my Christmas tree is already up. And the year's been wild, man. It's been an absolute rush. We were under quarantine for, what seemed like 30 years. The world still is not the same. Things are still crazy out there. But overall, I just feel like 2020 has absolutely just blown by. It's blown by, and it's been a lot of craziness. I mean, we've created some good memories, and there's just been a lot of craziness in the world. This week alone, Sean Connery passed away, Alex Trebek passed away, two legends, and we lost them. And I mean, I grew up watching those guys. Family Jeopardy back in my, at home in Connecticut, we'd have Jeopardy on. His mom was serving dinner and Wheel of Fortune going while we were eating dinner. Look, we were one of those families that kept the TV running in the background. Those were two of our favorite shows, and 7:15, 7:30 was dinner time, so they were always running. I grew up around Trebek, and I mean, freaking Sean Connery, man. One of my, James Bond favorite series of all time. You've got Indiana Jones, and I mean, I love even Entrapment with Catherine Zeta-Jones. He was a little older than The Rock. The Rock was a freaking awesome movie back in, what did that come out, in the 90s? I mean, just, the guy made so many phenomenal, the list could go on. I mean, those are just some, James Bond, come on. You were the OG, man. So much love and respect to those guys, because they shaped my childhood watching them. So it's like 2020's kind of, it's not looking any better anytime soon. So, we threw up our tree. It's Monday now, I get the 9th. And we threw up our tree yesterday. We did some of the decorations. We're going to probably put some ornaments on tonight. But we're getting ready to close out the year. And, we want to keep things looking forward to the exciting things. I know 50% of America either woke up really pissed off on Sunday or woke up really happy on Sunday. It doesn't matter to me which side you fall on. Everybody's got their own opinions, and we'll see how everything shakes out. But 50% of the world seems pissed. 50% of the U.S. seems happy and thrilled. So whatever your take is, focus on what you can control. And that's what I want to talk about today, because we're going into November and December. So this is when people start to trail off on goals, trail off on goal setting. And, hey, I didn't hit my goal this year, but 2021's right around the corner. So January 1st, I'm going to start hustling on this and that and the other thing. And I just think that's absolute bullshit. I think it's so stupid. You've got a month and about 20, how many days in November? 30, 31? Month and 20, 21 days, 22 days, something like that, to still attack your goals and still move forward. And looking back at myself, there were some goals that I definitely missed the boat on this year. And there were some that I crushed and didn't, I hadn't had them set at the beginning of the year, but quarantine hit and I had to shift my business mindset. So, my job shut down for a couple months and I had to pivot, and online coaching took a big, center stage. And it wasn't an original goal of 2020, but it was something that I really stepped into because I had to, switch my gears and switch my coaching forte and learn a whole new way to coach. And I've seen awesome success with it this year. So that's going to be something that I really put a big focus onto into 2021, as well as, hey, I was looking at growing my, my career with Orange Theory, and we got shut down for 3, 4, 5 months, whatever the heck it was. And, even before the shutdown, even after the shutdown, things were a little, in flux, and we're gaining our footing again, and we're really, I like to think we're crushing it given all the circumstances, and we're doing a great job. But I have goals there that, hey, I wasn't able to hit that goal because we got backtracked 3 to 4 months, and still we're fighting an uphill battle. So against COVID, and it's not gone, today they announced on the news that, Pfizer came out with a possible vaccine that's going through the trials that might be 90% effective. So I'm hoping the world can turn a page and we can get moving on and, see some real growth in 2021. But that doesn't mean you let off the gas pedal in 2020. We still have time. There's still plenty of time. You can do a lot. I mean, it's a little less than 60. You can do a lot in 60 days. And I know you're going into Thanksgiving and people take, Thanksgiving isn't just one day off for everybody. With, the night before, people start letting loose. You got Thanksgiving Day. Everybody's shopping on Black Friday. You're recouping Saturday and Sunday. Oh my God, there's 5 more days out of the year. But some of you are going to take, 5 days off where I can really focus on my goals and get ahead on them. So it's how you look at it and the perspective you bring towards those goals. And it's going to be the same thing on Christmas. I mean, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, fall on a weekend. Same with New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. You have an opportunity to use those days and utilize the rest of this year, or you have a failure by saying, I'm gonna wait till 2021. And so that's why the Christmas tree's up to me, saying, look, we got the end of this year still left to celebrate. And there was a lot to be upset about this year, and there was a lot to, cry about. But if you don't cry about it, that's where you're going to find success, using those energies to kick some ass. So focus on, don't wait until 2021, January 1st, to start your goals. If you don't have anything set for what you want to get done in 2021, sit down and start writing your goals down. Step 1. SMART goals, it's the age-old adage is to follow SMART goals. And the S there, it's specific. Set a specific goal. It doesn't have to be 1, doesn't have to be 2, but set a specific goal. And I like to set like one huge goal, a few smaller tier goals, and then some little sprinkles throughout the year. Like, in the first 3 months of the year, I'm hoping that we can get back to running races outside. I really let my cardio game slip this year. So I'd like to put on the calendar a half marathon or a full marathon, depending on how all this shakes out with this vaccine. Are we going to get back to being able to do some big races outside? I'd love to put a half marathon or a full on there. So setting that specific goal, that's a smaller one. Really, I took my diet took a back seat this year. I focused on gaining a little bit of muscle. I didn't gain too much fat, but I also didn't focus on staying 5% body fat, because there's a lot of stress out there, and I'm just really eating's been a stress relief for me. I eat good foods, and I think it's a stress relief for a lot of us. But really focusing on that diet, getting myself back to about 190 pounds while retaining muscle and cutting down. So write down your specific goals and make sure they're measurable. You just heard me say 190 pounds. I sat at 199.5, so I know I've got 9.5 pounds to lose, between now and whenever. So it's a measurable goal. Same thing with, I want to get out and run a race. I'm definitely going to run a half marathon in 2021. If it's early in the year, the first half, it's going to be a half marathon, because I know I can just come out and get on that with a little bit less training time than I would a full. If it's a full, I'll probably go towards the latter half, maybe I think there's a couple Disney ones on the second half of the year that I'm hoping they host again. But I might go for the full 26.2 and get a little crazy with it. I want to grow my online coaching business. Looking to really put COVID showed me that you can't just have one focus, and that really has done wonders for me. So really growing that online business and being able to help people all over the world. I mean, I work with a dude up in Canada who was fully under quarantine, and he went down. He's 300 pounds down before we started, and we just hit the half-year mark, 300 pounds, and he's down to 240. So I mean, incredible results there, and I'd just love to be able to share that with more people across the globe. So I'm probably picking up 10, 15, maybe 20, depending on how things look. New clients there, stepping into more growth as a head coach at Orange Theory, growing some more coaches. I've got another coach that I'd like to grow up in a position. So I've got some, specifically measurable goals, but they have to be attainable, y'all. That's step 3 in the SMART goals. They got to be attainable and realistic. So I like to tie those two together. I mean, don't come out here and say, right now I'm sitting at 400 pounds and I want to be on the cover of Men's Health by fall of 2021. I mean, it's doable, you're going to need a lot of help. You're going to need a really, a nutrition coach, a personal trainer, countless hours, and I mean, maybe probably document the entire thing if that's your goal, because that's a huge goal, but it's just not something that's likely to, it's not really attainable. It's not really realistic. So my vote's not on that, something like that. But like I said, a half marathon, it's attainable. I know, I can run a 5K, a 10K, no problem right now, put in a little more work. It's a further reach for me to step out into doing a full marathon. And, for me, it's not just doing the marathon, it's running the whole thing, running that 26.2, and 13.1 has really been my stopping point. I've never on one bout gone further than that. So, I would have to seriously train, but it's still attainable. I know I can do that 13.1, and I know with, incremental increases, I can hit that. Attainable. I'm 199.5 as of this morning. 190 is my goal. I know that, all right, even without really killing myself, I can lose 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds a month. I want to keep it slow because I don't want to lose muscle. I don't have a competition I'm prepping for right now, so I don't have to rush things. I'm not going on any extravagant vacations. I don't think many of us are. So I can kind of put that a little more long term, but attainable and realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure and say, I'm going to run a marathon come March 1st, and I ask you what your running background is. You said, well, I'm working on getting up to a mile. I'm at a 16-minute mile right now, on-off walking. You got a hard road to get to you. Ahead of that, I would say run a 5K, focus on getting to a 10K, try yourself out at a half, see how you feel, and then revisit that marathon once you've hit that half goal. Break them down into smaller, more attainable goals. Right, Coda? Yeah. So break them down and timely. This is really the key point of today, is that I'm coming at you with just under 2 months left in the year, and a lot of people set goals for 2021 and got sidelined and things. It's understandable. The world is full of chaos, and you may have had new goals that come during the year that distracted you from other goals. A lot of things have shifted. A lot of the world has shifted. That's A-okay. But don't set a goal that you're going to start on January 1st and give yourself till December 31st to get done, because you're going to take till December 31st to realize you failed, and you're going to feel like a failure going into the next year, and it's just going to set you up for, keyword, more failure. You're just going to keep dropping the ball and not move towards any new goals. So keep it timely. Keep focused. Look, what am I going to do in 3 months? 3 months, I know, that's probably where my 190 goal is. I'd like to pick up an additional 10 online nutrition coaching clients, pick up 10. That's more of a 1 to 2 month goal. I'm hoping actually, I can take 3 to 5 new ones on every month without overspreading myself, overexerting, stretching myself too thin, spreading myself too thin, see how it feels, and then make room for more, and adjust the schedule and adding those in. But I'm not going to say, all right, I'm going to have 100 new ones by the end of the year. By January 1st, I'd like to have 3 to 5. I'd like to have, maybe by February 1st, another 3. Put me up by March, end of March, up 15 to 20 in that range, seeing how things go. And then moving from there. I'd like to grow my family over at Orangetheory back up to our pre-COVID levels, and, show everybody that you can work out safely, and, we're doing things right over there. And obviously that 190 goal I'm looking at probably April, because I like to look good and feel good around my birthday. I'm going to turn 36 April 25th. So I want to go in, in the best shape of my life. So I'm really at a good position there to pull off 2 pounds, 2.5, maybe 3 pounds. Now I'm adjusting, doing the math. But if I can pull down 2, this month is going to be a struggle. Next month's going to be a struggle. I'm going to eat a little more loosely. There's a lot of good food out there coming out. Pecan pie is going to slow me down. Looking forward to some Christmas ham and all that. But, I'm going to make sure the scale's moving in the right direction. I'm going to make sure my body looks good. And I'm going to schedule my workouts to really flow around those. So I'm going to post this one tonight. I'm not I'm not even gonna wait on it. I'm gonna cut it short here. I could keep going on about setting goals, but I really want to trim this one up and just say, don't spend the next month and a half thinking about your goals. Spend the next month and a half working on your goals. Start now. You will be a month and a half ahead, and you're going to be a month and a half ahead of everybody else who waits. And there's going to be a lot of people who wait, and they're going to hustle during January, and they're going to fall off during February, and come March, they're going to quit. And what you're going to do is you're going to spend November and December, two of the hardest months of the year, working on yourself, building resilience, and getting ready to kick 2021's ass, because a lot of us got our asses kicked in 2020, and it's time for a comeback. You were rocky you're rocky in 2020. If you're still alive, you went the distance, but now it's time to get out there, get in the ring, and kick Creed's ass for 2021. I'll see you in the ring, and as always, leave a review on iTunes. Follow and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you're following my Thomas Stokes Fitness and Nutrition Coaching on Facebook. If you need fitness and nutrition coaching, reach out. I'm growing, and I'm gonna shut it down. Once I hit that 15, I'm gonna lock it up, because I really want to focus on those 15 new clients and really, focus on growing them and focusing on their goals, because my job is to serve. I love to serve, and serving you all in 2020 has been a blast, and I'm looking forward to more service in 2021. So let's crush this one. Let's crush these last 2 months, and I'll talk to you soon.